Hi, I'm Hardscape Nate with Rosetta Hardscapes. Welcome to another quick tips installation video where today we're going to be building our dimensional fire pit. So we got a few things here. We've got our blocks. On my left, we've got our steel insert. We're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to use that to square up our blocks in the beginning. So we'll start in that front corner. It'll give us kind of the lay of the land of where to start. Our base is already prepped, so minimal tools are needed at this point. A brush just to clean off the top. We've got our levels, our adhesive, and our mallet to help adjust anything that might need to be adjusted. So let's get started. So I'm gonna start here, like I said, in this front corner where I'm gonna use my 2 units. I wanna get that offset. So my first unit here is gonna be coming straight out, and I wanna gauge off the corner of this fire pit, that square corner. Now I wanna leave a little bit of space. I'm using this as a cheater to get that corner set. Now I can build, but I want to make sure as I continue along with this initial course that I'm giving a little bit of space to the insert itself. We want that little bit of an air barrier for when we have a nice hot fire. Now it's just setting and going. Onto this final corner, getting that squared up. Final piece for this initial bottom course. We'll just make a couple adjustments just to tighten that up a little bit. Now we can pull that insert out and we'll just go around, clean off the top, prep it for that next course. And of course, we're gonna run our level, make any adjustments we need. Now, we had this base prepped and everything beforehand, just as you will on your project. So really we're just looking for some minor, if there's any minor inconsistencies. So now as we continue on our second course, we want to make sure that we get overlap. So our first block in this corner will run opposite of that first one. So we break that bond line. Now as we continue on, next block breaks that bond line below. And it's just continue going around. Short ends of these block are relatively square with some undulation to them. So you want to make sure you're not just going to push them together and be perfect. You're going to adjust it because it's got that natural broken stone texture to it. Now I want to go through and test fit this second course. Make sure everything fits, make sure everything's level, that there's no rocking that needs to get taken care of. And then I'll come back and we'll put adhesive down to set that course in place. So if you have young kids or you're leaning against it, the fire pit doesn't want to move on you. Now, during the manufacturing process, you can get some potential inconsistencies. So we'll want to make sure, even though our first base course was level and flat, we want to make sure that we have that same on the second course, because anything that's out a little bit here will be exacerbated higher up into the fire pit. So we'll go through just double checking. So you can see right there just a little bit of a high spot. And that could be a little bit of debris underneath, so that's why sweeping that is so important. Good, 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 and good. So now we'll go through, we're gonna use the type 3.1 super wet adhesive from Probst. Love this stuff because as you can see, it rained last night, so my block is a little bit wet. This stuff sticks best when your product's actually damp. So any of the dry product, I'll get a little bit wet, use this as my adhesive. So I'm gonna glue this first course down, or the second course down to the first course, I should say. We'll let that set up a minute, and we'll move on to our third and final course. So we've got our second course glued down. We've let it set, so we've got some time for it to have adhered. Third and final course, again, we're gonna overlap in this corner. That's where we'll be starting. So now we've changed its direction, and it's as simple as just working back around for this third and final course. We'll sweep off the debris off the top. We're gonna do one more test fit of the insert. We'll go around and just double check that third course is where we want it. Going to use our adhesive, our super wet adhesive again, get that set, and then we'll be able to put our insert right back in, and we'll be close to finished up. All right, so we've got it all wrapped up. Our insert is in, it's completely glued together. All that we're missing, a little bit of firewood, some s'mores, and this dimensional fire pit is ready to go. Thank you for joining me on this quick tip install video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.